My name is Andrew Stevens, and I've been a realtor in Halifax for 10 years, and I've lived here my whole life, and I love it. I cannot imagine moving, but there's no doubt that Halifax comes with its own specific set of flaws. So today, I'm going to walk you through the top 5 reasons why you shouldn't move to Halifax. And by the way, just before I get into it, if you like this content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Number 1, high cost of living. So this one is pretty self-explanatory. We have some of the highest cost of living across the country. This includes some of the highest tax rates, some of the highest utility costs. Home prices and rent prices have skyrocketed over the last 5 years, and this is all coupled with some of the lowest wages and salaries across Canada. Number 2, growing pains. So from 2016 to 2021, Halifax was the fastest growing downtown core in Canada, and in 2022, we were second only to Moncton, New Brunswick. And while this is all very exciting, it does come with its own specific set of challenges. Over the last 5 years, real estate prices and rent prices have absolutely skyrocketed, and around the city, we're really lacking the proper infrastructure to support this type of growth. So it is coming with its own set of challenges, even though it's an extremely exciting time to be living in Halifax. Number 3, lack of affordable housing. So housing crisis 101. We have a serious lack of supply for the demand that we currently have. We've seen a huge spike in our homeless population over the last few years. So right now we're believed to have a deficit in our province of about 27,000 units, and this is expected to increase to about 71,000 units by 2027. All the while, we're adding 30,000 people approximately or more to the province every year, while we're only building 4,500 homes approximately per year. So it's about an 8-to-1 ratio, and you don't have to be an astronaut to add all that up and realize this situation is going to take years to recover, and it's not going to get better anytime in the near future. Number 4, climate. And our climate here is so unpredictable that literally the weatherman can't even figure it out. And if you've ever lived on the east coast of Canada, you'll know that on any given day, it could be anything from a hot sunny day like it is today as we're filming this, all the way to a raging hurricane. Throughout the winter, we usually get a few big storms every year, ranging from about 20 to 30 centimeters or more, and it rains on average 148 days a year in Halifax. Now in the fall, we tend to have a pretty high risk of hurricanes, and over the past few years, we've been hit with a couple pretty sizable Category 2s that have done some serious damage to the area. And the best 3 months that we have every year are generally July, August, and September, and those months average around mid-20s in terms of temperature, but with the humidity here on the East Coast, it can oftentimes feel like 35 degrees Celsius or above. Number 5, lack of public transit. So we do have a transit system here in place in terms of a bus system, and we have ferries that run back and forth from Halifax to Dartmouth, but we don't have a proper train or subway system. So the way the city is growing, we really don't have the infrastructure to support it. But that being said, if you're trying to get from the north end to the south end on the Halifax Peninsula, then the current Metro transit system is really not that complex to use. Number 6, just for a bonus one to throw in there, missing the big city vibes. So personally for me, this one is actually a pro. I love living in a smaller city, and truthfully, I always feel like there's plenty to do. But if you're coming from a bigger city like Toronto or Vancouver, you might feel like you're missing out. Now, in terms of sports teams, we have the Halifax Mooseheads in the Q Hockey League, we have the Thunderbirds team for lacrosse, we have the Wanderers for soccer, and these are all fantastic events to go to. But if you're looking for the big concerts and stuff like you're used to seeing in the big city, you might miss out on some of those. Not to mention, if you're looking to travel from Halifax, flying out can be a bit of a hassle, and you usually have to connect through Toronto or Montreal because there's very few direct flights going out of Halifax. So there you have it. There's all the reasons why you shouldn't move to Halifax, and I'll be honest, if you can get over these flaws, then in my opinion, the pros certainly outweigh the cons. Now, if you were thinking about making a move to the area and you want some guidance, you can reach out to me in my Calendly link below anytime. And if you want to see the pros of living in Halifax, you can check out the video on the screen right now.